The Green Ops podcast is brought to you by F3 Tactical, Spotter Up, Sons of Liberty Gunworks, and Blue Force Gear. So today, if you are in the Virginia or East Coast area, you know that last week we basically had a major storm that hit. At my house, we got about 12 to 14 inches of snow. We were out of power at my house for about 30 couple hours. I know there were people in the county that were about a week without power. Yeah. So not talking about what we do at our home to prepare for a situation like that, but if you're following the news, you might have saw on I-95, major interstate going north and south here on the East Coast, that there was about a 50-mile backup of vehicles.
All the way down from here down to Richmond, I believe.
Yeah, it was just north of Richmond, all the way up, maybe up to Woodbridge area.
Past that.
It was past that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, massive backup on I-95, and there were people that were stranded in their vehicles for 20
plus hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long time.
It's crazy, and it's just kind of got us thinking on a fly here. We would do a quick podcast. I by no means am an expert at prepping or preparing for a ice storm, snowstorm in my vehicle, but it was just we just wanted to have a little conversation between Dex and I. Maybe you guys could get a little something from that on what you can do or what we are doing to help prepare for, heaven forbid, we're in that situation too. So, I mean, Dex, I'm sure you've never... What's the longest you've ever been stuck in like a traffic jam, man? I mean, we're talking 20 couple hours. I know I've been stuck for, I used to have about a 30-minute commute, and I remember one day it took me about 4 hours to get home. But there was never an opportunity during that time where I thought, we're staying overnight in this thing.
Never once. Until I saw that in the news last week, I never once thought that I don't know. I never really thought about that. But now I am, right? And I'm sure it's not the first time in the history of the highway transportation that something like that's happened. You asked the longest I've been stuck in a traffic jam. I'd say maybe 6 hours, but this was summertime going to Springfield, right, down in Missouri. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it opens up a whole new level of need, or like what you would need when you're doing it at wintertime.
Yeah. I will say this though, ever since I don't know how long I've been doing this, but anytime my car gets below 75% of gas in it, I fill it up. And if it gets below that, or I get lazy or haven't had a chance, if it gets below half, then to me, that's like I'm damn near empty.
That might as well be empty. So I don't go 3/4, but half tank, I'm usually filling up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't commute as far anymore, but just in and around town. But anytime I'm getting close to half tank, it's like, might as well go and top this thing off.
Yeah.
And the way I like to think about this, so I've been considering and thinking about the things that I'm going to do differently, and actually some stuff that I have added to my vehicle since last week. But I want to think about this, or what I am considering is I'm thinking about this in hours versus days.
Mm-hmm. So
if you were talking to me, and I'm sure we'll probably do a podcast on lessons learned from being out of power for me about 2 days. I'm going to try to get some people on that were out of power for about a week and get their perspective of what they did, what they learned, and things like that. In that scenario, if I'm talking specifically about my house, I'm losing power and trying to live for all intents and purposes off the grid for a couple days, is different than what I am going to store in my vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
For my vehicle,
you're not living in your vehicle. You're preparing for a long traffic jam.
I'm thinking hours, not days.
Yeah.
If I'm preparing the house, I'm thinking days, not hours. So that's kind of my line of thinking here. So complete episode available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app. New Green Ops podcast episodes available every Thursday. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the new content.